너 요즘 거울 좀 봤니? 네 얼굴 구경 좀 해봐. 세상 모든 짐 다진 사람 같아. 난 한결 피해 안 주고 나름 착하게 사는데 이 세상이 널 자꾸 울게 만드니. 괜찮아 괜찮아. 힘들 때도 있는 건 우리 걱정하는 일 중에 반은 괜한 걱정이래. 그래 차라리 크게 소리 한번 질러보자. 행복하고 싶은 사람들 여기 붙어라. 멈추지 않는 고민과 도무지 답이 안 나는 골치 아픈 세상에 눈물이 나도 괜찮아 울지마. 괜찮아 힘들 때도 있는 건 우리 걱정하는 나머지 반도 소용없는 거래. 이제 멈춰워준 달걀
Hello and good afternoon and namaste to all. This is Kalpana Thapa, Board Member, Asian American Advisory Board, Suffolk County. Welcome to Suffolk County Asian American Advisory Board's virtual forum of solidarity to stop Asian hate, organized by Suffolk County Executive Steve Billon, Suffolk County Office of Minority Affairs, and Suffolk County Asian American Board. Our first presenter will talk and discuss why celebrate Asian American Pacific Islander Heritage Month. She is Sunita S. Mukhi. She is a theater, film, performance artist, writer, cultural programs curator, and interdisciplinary scholarist. She writes and performs her poetry, stories, monologues that espouse the redemption power of arts with dynamic women as central characters. Of Sindhu-Hindu origin, but born, bred in Philippines and thrived in the USA for 30 years. She continues her curatorial work, arts advocacy, and practice as a consultant faculty at the De La Salle College of St. Bernardine and as an artistic director of Devi Diva Production. So please welcome Mrs. Sunita Mukhi.
Why celebrate Asian American Pacific Islander Heritage Month? Especially now we must. We need to remember who we are. We need to assert who we are. We need to remember who we are. We need to love ourselves. Our ancestors came from a continent that produced some of the great civilizations of the world, like Mesopotamia, which is present-day Iran and Iraq, the Indus Valley Civilization, which is the present-day Pakistan, Afghanistan, and Northwest India, and China. These are the regions where our very first cities were built, the expanses where harvesting of crops and raising of livestock first took place, the areas where the first innovations in technology were made, and the places where language was developed and complex social orders came into being. China gave us paper, silk, tea, kites, gunpowder, how to deeply drill, the movable type print, which helps us to make books, which helps us to print money. The Silk Road that connected the world with trade goods, arts and crafts and cultures. Acupuncture that heals the world up till today. The Mesopotamian civilization gave us agriculture, that which settled us from our nomadic life so that we could plant, irrigate, feed ourselves, and many others. They also gave us the concept of time and space to know the lay of the land, how to read the stars, how to count and how to write, how to travel by using a wheeled chariot. The Indus civilization, which is where I come from. In fact, my parents are from that area itself of the South Asian subcontinent, currently known today as Sindh. So I am a Sindhi. It is considered one of the most widespread civilization, covering 1.25 million kilometers. It was sprawling. The people of the Indus Valley civilization achieved great accuracy in measuring length, mass, and time. And based on artifacts found in excavations, it is evident that the culture was rich in arts and crafts as well. It had one of the most sophisticated sewage and drainage systems. Imagine that. A great system of bathrooms and toilets, and also metallurgy of copper, tin, silver, which meant coins, which meant money. Since these regions needed to be hospitable and capable of sustaining life and settling people down from running around and roaming around the earth, they all sprung up near rivers. Chinese civilization thrived around the Yellow River, Mesopotamia around the Euphrates and Tigris, and the Indus Valley around the Sindhu River, or the Indus, where the name Hindu originated from. As I had mentioned earlier, my people came from Sindh, where the Indus flowed. Now part of Pakistan, but during my parents' time, it was India, or more correctly, British India. Due to dividing up of India into a Muslim majority Pakistan and a secular India, my parents, who are Hindus, moved to Mumbai and Pune, or Pune as it's called today. My papa, at 18 years old, to help the family, moved to the Philippines, where I was born and bred. The Philippines is also a happy confluence of Chinese, Spanish, Malayo-Polynesian, and Indian cultures, and yes, American too. I am fully aware and thankful that I grew up with all this Asianness in me, peppered with European and American education. There is so much to celebrate just from unearthing our Asian contributions to humankind. They have shaped the way we think, the way we live, how we survive and thrive today. We carry these in our DNA. We carry this wealth with us when we work, live, and laugh at these great United States. I'm not saying that we should only look back at the ancient past, but I am asserting that because of what we achieved and continue to bring, we enrich not only ourselves, but this nation. We need to remember who we are so that we can know where we are going. Indeed, some of our traditional ways are irrelevant, like the divisive caste system, the unequal treatment of women, ethnocentrism, the divinity of royalties, colorism, and our own interpretation of racism. We need to admit these, confront this, and continue civilizing, since that is in our DNA, yes, as part of great Asian civilizations. We should continue to civilize.
Now we move into our second presenter, who is Patricia Shi, multidisciplinary artist and activist. Patricia Shi has been a creative artist in multiple media her entire life, starting at the age of 4 when she won her first award. At age 15, she signed a recording contract in Washington, D.C. At 16, Unicorn Radio Records released her first recording. Since then, she has made her full-time living in the visual and performing arts, including music and theater, the most recently in video and filmmaking. Her artistic strength and creative sensibilities, storytelling experiences, and music shine in her videos and now documentaries. Her first film, Undocumented, has been accepted by 13 national and international film festivals to date, winning 16 prizes and honors. So here we present our second presenter, Patricia Shi.
Hello, my name is Patricia Shi. My interest is immigration in the United States. Because immigration is such a vast subject, and because I am writing the story of my own family's immigrant experience in the context of the history of Chinese in America, I will focus solely on the history of Chinese immigration today. Let's get started. Today's discrimination, racism, and hate and violence against Asians is not surprising, considering that almost since the moment Asians stepped foot in America, they've been targeted. Perhaps it's because we are so visibly different from whites. Today, I want to present a short history of Chinese to America immigration and the obstacles, laws, and hate they endured. This is by no means a comprehensive history, but we will see that immigration of the Chinese rose and fell based on America's view of them, the relationship between America and China, and economic situations. The history. Not too long after the American Revolution, the first discriminatory piece of immigration legislation was passed, the 1790 Naturalization Act, which reserved naturalized citizenship only to free white persons. In 1850 came the start of the first of the three great waves of Chinese immigration. In 1849 was the Great Gold Rush, when many Chinese left their native lands to try their luck in the mines in the West. This marked the start of the second wave. 1863 to 69, many Chinese men worked on the first transcontinental railroad, working for 1/3 of the wages of whites. Many of these workers were hired from the gold mines, and some were actually imported from China. 1868, the Burlingame-Seward Treaty lifted any former restrictions with regards to emigration, establishing the right for Chinese for free immigration and travel in the U.S., and granting China most favored nation status. This was made to ensure low-cost immigrant labor for U.S. businesses. Only merchants were allowed to bring their wives and children from China. If a Chinese immigrant had American-born offspring, the children automatically acquired American citizenship, but not the parents, unlike what was granted to European immigrants. Over the next decades, laws and new taxes were passed that discriminated against the Chinese. Among these were the prohibition of non-whites testifying against a white person, giving them no legal recourse to crimes inflicted on them, including murder. The 1875 Page Act, which effectively barred almost all Chinese women from immigrating, resulting in separation of families. This, coupled with miscegenation laws passed in 1889, meant no marriages or children for Chinese males living here. 1882, the Chinese Exclusion Act was passed due to years of bad economic times starting in the 1870s. This was the first piece of legislation in U.S. history to target a group for exclusion by race, nationality, and class. This act outlawed almost all Chinese immigration to the U.S. and denied citizenship to those already here. Many more new acts were passed over the decades. 1888, the Scott Act, federal law stating that Chinese migrants, even those entering and living in the U.S. legally, could not re-enter after leaving temporarily. 4 years later, the Gary Act extended the Chinese Exclusion Act for 10 more years. It required the Chinese to register and get a certificate as proof of entry at the risk of deportation or hard labor. Now, skipping down to 1917, immigration acts banned all immigrants from many parts of Asia, including large parts of Western China, making them ineligible for citizenship and land ownership. Finally, in 1943, the Magnuson Act repealed the Exclusion Act because China was our heroic ally in World War II. However, it allowed only 105 Chinese, selected by the government, to enter per year, but it offered Chinese nationals already in the country naturalization. 1952 to 67, Immigration and Nationality Acts furthermore lifted national origin quotas. This was the start of the third wave. 1960s to the present, many immigrants, both documented and undocumented, came. Most Chinese immigrants during this time were from the People's Republic of China, whereas previously they came from Taiwan and Hong Kong. And finally, this is the timeline of the rise of the Chinese population in the US from 1840 to 2010. I want to thank the Asian American Advisory Board for this AAPI Heritage Month celebration and Weiwei Zhang for inviting me to speak to you today. It's been my honor and pleasure. Thank you.
Thank you, Patricia Shin, for the wonderful background history from Chinese immigration. Now, I would like to welcome to the Suffolk County Asian American Advisory Board Virtual Forum on Solidarity to Stop Asian Hate, organized by Suffolk County Executive Steve Billon, Suffolk County Office of Minority Affairs, and Suffolk County Asian American Advisory Board. I would like and welcome everybody to raise and be with our national anthem by So-Young Lee Segredo.
So proudly we at the twilight's last gleam, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight. Oh, the ramparts we watched were so gallantly gleaming, and the Rockies made clear to Mount bursting evening, came proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say the steadfast spangled banner ye free. Oh, the land of the free and the home of the free.
Good afternoon. Thank you for joining us at our 13th annual Suffolk County Asian American and Pacific Islander celebration. Unlike previous years, we are unable to have in-person gatherings to celebrate this meaningful event. Still, we are excited to celebrate our Heritage Month virtually this year. My name is Jim Yang, and I'm the chair of the Awards Committee and the Emeritus Chair of the Suffolk County Executive's Asian American Advisory Board. This year, we have selected 8 outstanding Asian Americans to be honored by County Executive Steve Billon and Governor Cuomo. We have 2 categories of awards this year. I'll start with the awards for Distinguished Asian American Professional, followed by Distinguished Asian Americans who have contributed significantly to Asian American communities. The winners for Distinguished Asian American Professionals are Mr. Corey Kim, Suffolk County Police Officer, Dr. Shen Lo, Associate Professor of Surgery at Stony Brook University. He's also a Program Director of the Vascular Surgery Residence and Fellowship. Our third honoree is Mr. Arnold Reyes. He is currently a New York Army National Guard Command Sergeant Major. Our last honoree for this category is Yang Ping Yu, Dr. Yang Ping Yu. She is the director of the Fresenius Dialysis Center and St. Charles Hospital. The winners for distinguished Asian Americans who have contributed significantly to the Asian American communities are Dr. Xiaojun Gao, who is an attending physician in the Department of Anesthesiology at Stony Brook University Hospital. Our second honoree is Mr. Sandeep Thomas, a firefighter at Islip Fire Department. Our third honoree is Dr. Tina Wu, who is the Secretary and Board of Directors at Long Island Little Dragon Chinese School. Our last but not least honoree is Ms. Jun Yang Yu, who is the Editor-in-Chief of the Korean Times of New York. Each of our honorees will make a short acceptance speech to share with us his or her accomplishment. Unfortunately, due to COVID-19 restriction, our county executive cannot award this proclamation in person. We're going to arrange a different date and time to deliver the proclamation to all our honorees. Before we begin to call off all our distinguished honorees, it is my great pleasure to introduce the chairman of Suffolk County Asian American Advisory Board, Mr. Ramon Vilanco. Ramon has joined the Asian American Advisory Board in 2006 and was unanimously elected and serving his third term as chairman of the board. Ramon works as an assistant director of admission at New York Institute of Technology, College of Orthopedic Medicine in Alwaysbury. He is an active community leader and held positions and served at Stony Brook University Asian Program Advisory Committee, former board member of the Girl Scouts of Suffolk County, Filipino Children's Fund, and the board of directors of Wellbrook Foundation Incorporated. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Mr. Ramon Vilanco, chairman of the Suffolk County Asian American Advisory Board.
Thank you very much, Jim, and welcome to the Suffolk County Asian American Advisory Board's 12th Annual Asian American Pacific Islander Heritage Month celebration. Today's AAPI celebration is to pay tribute to the generations of Asian American Pacific Islanders who have enriched American history and are instrumental in its future success. During the AAPI Heritage Month, communities commemorate the achievements and contributions of people who are Asian American Pacific Islanders with community festivals, government-sponsored activities, and educational activities for students. So as we observe this afternoon's AAPI Heritage Month, we are delighted to honor and recognize 8 outstanding individuals who have significantly contributed to the Asian American community here in Suffolk County. So congratulations to all our 8 honorees, and we look forward to your continued success. We hope that you will enjoy our multicultural activities this afternoon after our awarding ceremonies. So at this time, I would like to introduce the Executive Director of the Suffolk County Executive's Office of Minority Affairs and Suffolk County Youth Bureau, Reverend Roderick Pearson. Roderick Pearson is the founder and pastor of St. Mark's Remnant Ministries in Bayshore, New York, as well as a community activist. He is also the Executive Director of Suffolk County Title VI Coordinator, Department of Minority Affairs. So at this time, I would like to introduce Reverend Pearson. Thank you.
Welcome to the annual Asian American Pacific Islander Heritage Celebration, sponsored by County Executive Stephen Ballone, the Asian American Advisory Board of Suffolk, and the Wellbrook Foundation. I look forward to this celebration each year as we come together as one world with many cultures. Today, we celebrate the achievements and the accomplishments and those contributions of those from the Asian Pacific Islander community that have helped us in times of need, It is this group that has done marvelous and wonderful work, especially in the relief efforts of COVID-19. This group came to places like Bayshore and gave out food and helped console families that were hurting and that were dealing with the devastation of this coronavirus. This group has come together and brought doctors to where people were in need of medical assistance. This group has brought dentists where people were in need of dental hygiene. They've done great and marvelous things, and today we celebrate with them. We celebrate the good that overcomes hate. We celebrate with them the righteousness that always wins over unrighteousness. We celebrate with them that the greatness of faith overcomes the evilness that is in this world. Today we are truly one world with many cultures, and we're thankful to all the accomplishments and all the things and great things that have done and that will continue to be done from this great community. Congratulations on a brand new year. Congratulations on all that, to all the honorees, and congratulations to the sponsors of this great event. It is truly an honor for me to introduce to you a hard-working young man who has a great heart, compassion for the people, and a will to lead. Please help me and we welcome the County Executive of Suffolk County, the Honorable Stephen Ballone.
Hi, I'm Suffolk County Executive Steve Ballone, and it's my pleasure to welcome you to the Asian American Advisory Board's 13th Annual Asian American and Pacific Islander Heritage Month celebration. In Suffolk County, our strength is our diversity, and today we gather together to celebrate that diversity and the rich culture and traditions of our Asian American friends and neighbors. This is a community filled with vibrancy and is essential to the fabric of our county. I'd like to take a moment to acknowledge this year's honorees. Each and every one of you embody the very best and most accomplished of Suffolk County. Thank you for your commitment and service to the Asian American community and to all of us in Suffolk County. Also, special thanks to the chairman of the Asian American Advisory Board, Ramon Vilanco, and all the board members for not only putting together this outstanding virtual celebration, but for everything that you do day in and day out for all of our residents. Thank you, and enjoy the rest of the celebration.
Thank you very much, County Executive Steve Ballone, for their kind words and inspiring messages. At this time, next on our agenda is the swearing and oath-taking ceremony of our newly appointed advisory board member by Suffolk County Executive Steve Ballone, Police Officer Thomas Joy. Ladies and gentlemen, let us now witness the oath-taking ceremony of Suffolk County Police Officer Thomas Joy, representing India, to be sworn by Reverend Roderick Pearson, Executive Director of Suffolk County Office of Minority Affairs, on behalf of Suffolk County Executive Steve Ballone.
Good afternoon, good evening, everybody. Good evening, my friends. Today we come together to for the oath of office for Police Officer Thomas Joy into the Suffolk County Asian American Advisory Board. So, Officer Joy, would you please raise your right hand and repeat after me? I, Thomas Joy, do solemnly swear that I support the Constitution of the United States, the Constitution of the State of New York, and I faithfully discharge the duties of the office of the Asian American Advisory Board in the County of Suffolk according to the best
according to the best
of my ability.
of my abilities.
You are sworn in, sir. Welcome to the Suffolk County Asian Advisory Board under the leadership of Suffolk County Executive Stephen Malone and the Office of Minority Affairs. Congratulations, and we look forward to doing great and marvelous things in the future.
Thank you,
Have a
Reverend.
great day.
Appreciate it, sir. Thank you.
Congratulations, Officer Thomas Joy. Now, let's move on to honor distinguished Asian American professionals. All four honorees come from different lines of work. Their contribution to their professional work deserve our recognition today. Let's welcome Mr. Corey Kim, who is currently a Suffolk County police officer. He will share with us what he has done. Congratulations, Mr. Kim.
Thank you for the honor of being chosen Suffolk County Police Asian Officer of the Year. I would like to give special thanks to County Executive Steve Malone, the Reverend Pearson, and Ramon Valenco, and Suffolk County Jade Society, Ed Hugh, and Thomas Joy for the tremendous charity work during the COVID pandemic, and all the members of the Suffolk County Police Department. Sometimes they go above and beyond. Thanks again, and God bless.
Thank you, Mr. Kim, for your daily services to make us safe. We are truly honored to have your presence. Next, let's welcome Dr. Shen Law, MD, who is currently a Stony Brook University Associate Professor of Surgery. Congratulations, Dr. Law.
I would like to take this opportunity to sincerely thank Jim Young, Chair of the Awards Committee, and all the Award Committee members of the Suffolk County Asian American Advisory Board for being selected as a distinguished professional in Suffolk County. This is truly a great honor to be selected and recognized for my accomplishments as an Asian American. I feel that this award is even more relevant this year given the current climate and sentiments permeating the country. I believe that this award will better highlight the contributions of Asian Americans to all of society, leading to better understanding and acceptance overall. Once again, thank you very much for this award.
Thank you, Dr. Law. We are so proud of your accomplishments. I know that all Long Islanders will benefit tremendously from the erotic center you helped create at Stony Brook University. Our next honoree is Mr. Arnold Reyes, who is currently New York Army National Guard Command Sergeant Major. Congratulations, Mr. Reyes.
I'm honored and humbled to be selected as one of this year's recipients to stand alongside those that have made positive contributions to the community and the profession as an Asian American. I was born in the Philippines when my parents decided to move to the US. We often say it was to seek the American dream. They worked hard to provide for a family of 6, which was challenging in many regards, in a new country that provided the opportunities to be able to have and achieve goals. Any of my achievements would not have been possible if it were not for the examples they set. Up and foremost, I want to thank my wife, Corinne, and my 2 children, Brianna and Vincent. Without their support, would have never afforded me the opportunity to reach my endeavors. I want to thank the Suffolk County Police Department, where I've been employed for the last 20 years, and to the New York Army National Guard, who has given me the opportunities to continue to lead and set the example for our current and future generations. And last but not least, I also want to thank our Suffolk County Executive, Steve Malone, the Executive Director of Minority Affairs, Reverend Roderick Pearson, and the Suffolk County Asian American Advisory Board Chairman, Ramon Valenco, for having a board that recognizes achievements, positivity, contributions, and the current issues that affect the many diversified cultures that fall under the Asian American and Pacific Islander Heritage umbrella. And I want to congratulate the honorees that share the podium today. I applaud your recognition as well. Thank you again, and as Asian American, I am proud to have been selected for this honor.
Thank you, Mr. Reyes, for your acceptance speech. We are proud of your services at the National Guard. Our last honoree in this category is Dr. Yang-Ping Yu, who is currently a director at the Fresenius Dialysis Center at St. Charles Hospital. Congratulations, Dr. Yang-Ping Yu.
Hello everyone, my name is Yang-Ping Yu. I'm a first generation of Chinese American. My mother is a well-respected physician, and I want to be like her when I was very young age. My dream came true when I got my MD degree from Beijing Medical University in 1987. In 1993, I came to the United States of America to pursue my dreams. I went to NYU to get my 3 years of residency training in internal medicine and 2 years of training in nephrology. We settled in Long Island since 2002, and I work as a attending physician and medical director at the dialysis center. During pandemic, I work also in the hospital to care for the patient who had acute kidney failure from COVID infection. As a mother of 2 young boys, I try to spend as much time as I could to be with them and read books, watch movies, carry out a good conversation. I practice Chinese calligraphy and paintbrush painting. I also do face painting for children in the school events and the local events. At the age of 52, I start my ballet dance lesson. I perform regularly in the local community event as a member of Yana dance group. I would like to send out a message to every children, especially young girls, that if you work hard enough and never give up, you could become a wonderful mother, a loving wife, and competent professional, and everything else you could dream of. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Yu, for your acceptance speech and your outstanding contribution in the medical field. We are truly honored to have your presence here today. Congratulations again to all our 4 honorees in the category of Distinguished Asian American Professional. Next, let's honor distinguished Asian Americans who have contributed significantly to the Asian American community. Our first honoree is Dr. Xiaojun Guo, who is currently an attending physician in the Department of Anesthesiology at Stony Brook University Hospital. Congratulations, Dr. Guo.
Thank you so much to the Suffolk County Asian American Advisory Board. I'm so honored to be standing here today as the AAPI Heritage Month honoree. It has been a joy and a privilege to serve our community every day. During the COVID-19 pandemic, many healthcare workers have worked tirelessly under stressful conditions to save lives. I am so humbled to be among the many doctors and nurses on the front lines. I am grateful for all the amazing people I work alongside, as well as this AAPI community. There is a light at the end of the tunnel. Through our continued effort and perseverance, we can succeed and defeat this pandemic. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Guo, for your services during the COVID pandemic crisis and being with us today. We are truly honored to have your presence. Next, let's welcome Mr. Sandeep Thomas, a firefighter at Islip Fire Department. Congratulations, Mr. Thomas.
Good afternoon. I'm extremely honored to be receiving such an important award. I'm earnestly grateful for the recognition I have received for my contribution to the Asian American community, because I am very sure that every other nominee for this award was capable, if not more, of winning this award. I have faced several challenges on my way here, from immigrating to the United States as a young child to becoming a respectful volunteer fireman and a New York City police officer. Each obstacle I encountered has strengthened me to make me the person I am today. I am thankful for my journey that has brought me here, and for all the individuals who have helped mentor and guide me over the years. Winning this award would not have been possible without the inspiration I have received from my family, friends, mentors, New York City Police Department, and of course the ISIL Volunteer Fire Department, for whom I have the deepest respect and from whom I had derived the courage to challenge myself and perform better at each stage. I would also like to thank Suffolk County Executive Steve Balone, Director of Minority Affairs Reverend Pearson, and Suffolk County Asian American Advisory Board Chairman Ramon Vilanco for making this all possible. I promise to continue to serve and protect my community. Thank you again for making me a recipient of such a prestigious award.
Thank you, Mr. Thomas, for all you have done for the Asian American community. We are truly honored to have your presence. Next, let's welcome Dr. Tina Wu, who is the Secretary at the Board of Directors at Long Island Little Dragon Chinese School. Congratulations, Dr. Wu.
Thank you to the Asian American Advisory Board members for this distinguished award of outstanding individual who has contributed significantly to the Asian American community. I would like to take this moment to thank the Long Island Little Dragons Chinese School and their leadership team for recruiting me to their school and granting me the opportunity to give back to my Asian community. I've grown up straddling both the Chinese and American culture and have always wanted to use my upbringing to make a difference in this world. I am honored to have the opportunity to serve on the board of directors at the Long Island Little Dragons Chinese School, both as secretary and director of the summer camp program. This has been a year that will be remembered in history as the year of COVID, and to receive this award during a year when things were oftentimes very difficult makes it even more special. I am both humbled and proud at the same time. I would also like to say thank you to my parents for being thoughtful and intentional in raising me with the values of hard work and exposing me to the aspects of the Chinese heritage. Thank you to my husband for his love and support throughout my community service endeavors. And also thank you to the Young family, Jim, Wendy, and Melody, for always being so gracious and exemplifying what leadership looks like within the Suffolk County Asian community. All of them have been truly inspirational, and without them, none of this would have been possible. So thank you so much.
Thank you, Dr. Wu, for your acceptance speech. Your outstanding services truly deserve recognition. We are thankful to what you have done for the Asian American community. We are honored to have your presence with us today. Next, let's welcome the last honoree in this category, Ms. Ju-Yang Yo, who is currently an editor-in-chief at Korean Times of New York. Congratulations, Ms. Yo.
I want to thank Suffolk County Asian American Advisory Board members, as well as Pacific Island and Asian American Heritage Month celebration committee members for this honor. It was not an easy road to start as a reporter as a female back then. However, I accomplished my dream and goal and proud to be Korean American regardless what is going on in Asian communities with suffering. Let us unite and continue to live as dedicated American citizens. I will continue to connect people with people in Korean community. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Shaw, for your acceptance speech. Your outstanding services truly deserve recognition. We are thankful to have you with us today and for what you have done for the Asian American community. Again, congratulations to all our 8 honorees. This concludes the presentations of this year's award ceremony. Next, we'll move on to our cultural presentations. Let's welcome our MC, Ms. Kapana Thurpa. Kapana is the president of the Napoleon Association on Long Island. Welcome, Kapana.
Welcome to 13th Annual Virtual Asian American and Pacific Islander Heritage Month celebration. Once again, this is Kapana Thapa, and I'm going to present you our multicultural presentation for tonight. We have China, Korea, Japan, Nepal, and Philippines, and Taiwan performing today, showing their performance, wonderful cultural and traditional dance and song. In that category, we would like first to invite Philippines. The name of the group is Island Gems Philippines Cultural Group. Name of the performers, Helen Kwan La Barbera, Corinne Mai Neri, Adeline San Iglesias D. Paz, Mary Car Rondina, Arlene Lee, Arlene Notaria Alvarez. Name of the dance is Tiklos, and I'm going to give you a short description of the dance. Leyte is an island in the Visayas group of islands in Philippines. It is the 8th largest island by land area in Philippines. In 1944, Leyte is most famous for its role in the reconquest of the Philippines in World War II. The convergence of naval forces resulted in the 4-day Battle of the Leyte Gulf, the biggest naval battle between Americans and Japanese in the world history. Tiklos is a native peasant dance of Leyte. Tiklos refers to a group of peasants who agreed to work for each other one day each week to clear the forest, prepare the soil for planting, or do any job in the farm, including the building of a house. At noontime, the people gather to eat their lunch together and to rest. The peasants cooperate for the social and economic progress of the community. So here we present Tiklos from Philippines. Okay, what a wonderful performance by Philippine group Ticulus. It was really enjoyable to watch. Now from Philippines, we move to Nepal. And from Nepal, they would be presenting a traditional dance by Mrs. Sapna Gautam. This would be a traditional dance about the country, about the landscape. It is a very old folk song and has been remixed many, many, many times in modern times. So let's sit back and enjoy the traditional folk dance, and it's called Maitikar by Sapna Gautam. Okay, now from a lovely performance, traditional performance from Nepal. Moving from Philippines to Nepal, so we move to China now. And we have 3 different sections from China, folk dance and folk song. So the first presentation is Blooming Flower with Full Moon. It's a Chinese folk song. The performer is Leong Chao. The accompanying dancers are from Yana Dance Studio. The introduction of this song is the song depicts that people, especially lovers, enjoy their love for each other under the peaceful silver moonlight surrounded by beautiful flowers. This is the epitome of happiness by Chinese tradition. The performance presents the perfect combination of beautiful soprano voice and ballad dance. Very well expressed the beauty and grace of the song. So please welcome Blooming Flowers with Full Moon. Okay, what a beautiful performance by Ling Yan Jiao. They say music has no boundaries and it connects everybody, no matter where you live, where you are from. Moving on to our next performance from China, it is a Chinese folk dance. It's called the Red Choral by Jiu Chao Yang Ji. The performer is Long Island Chinese dance group. With a history of several hundred years, the Jiao Jiu Yang Ger has won over the hearts of audiences with the vibrant, delicate, free-flowing dance moves. Traditional, a symbol of good fortune, red coral also stands for eternity because of its longevity of tens of thousands of years. Highlighting these characteristics, Jiao Yang Ger, red coral expresses an affirmation of life and pursuit of happiness. Please stand and enjoy Red Choral Chinese folk dance. After the wonderful performance of Red Choral by Chinese folk dance, we now presenting you another performance from China, which is called the Dance with Calligraphy. It's a modern dance in black and white. The performers are Yakyu Wu and Suizhong Wang from the Artist Studio. As a popular dancer and educator in Chinese American community in USA, Yakyu Wu once again joins us today with another dancer, Xiaojun Wang, to perform a contemporary dance created and directed by Jin Ma. You will see the soft and continuous movement of two dancers, just like flowing water, like gentle breeze, and like waving silk. The choreography, which is very well blended with calligraphy, depicts the beautiful beauty of visual art. So please sit back and enjoy the dance of calligraphy by Waku Wu and Sai Jung Wan. It was a wonderful dance with a modern touch of black and white, and it was really it was flowing like water in the river. So now from China, we're moving to Korea, and this time I would like to invite one and only Soyoung Lee Sigrido. We already heard her national anthem previously, and this is gonna be a section. It says "Launching for Mount Kumgan," presented by Soyoung Lee Sigrido. Thank you, Soyoung Lee Segrido, for the beautiful song. From the song, we move on to a different section from South Korea. It's gonna be the fan dance and a knife dance together, two different sections by Jin Young Jung. So please enjoy the fan dance and knife dance from South Korea. Okay, a beautiful performance. The fan dance and a knife dance, two different things, was so wonderful to watch. Now moving on to our last part from South Korea, we have another song by Kun Soo Kim, tenor, and Soyoung Lee Segredo on the soprano. It says, "Climb every mountain from the sound of music," from South Korea. Thank you. After this wonderful performance from South Korea, we move forward towards Taiwan. And this year we have already orchestra, pre-recorded orchestra from 2016 that was performed by the youth orchestra group. It is from the Asian Advisory Board, Wellbrook Foundation Youth Orchestra. And I would give you a little bit about the background. It's founded in 2012 by Suffolk County Asian American Advisory Board, Wellbrook Foundation Youth Orchestra, offers extracurricular music programs for children ages 10 to 18 years. The main goal is to promote not only music to Asian heritage, but also to explore the world of music in general, ranging from readiness to the 20th century. The orchestra also provides education and of unique opportunity under careful guidance of Peter Papaski and to perform in charitable events and cultural programs.
Sorry, Kalpana, you got cut off. One sec.
Okay.
Okay. I don't know why it got lag, broken. Your word was a
you want to repeat that?
We need that part. We have to do it again. One sec. Let me see.
Okay.
I want to just make sure that the connection is all good.
Okay.
Because I cannot tell if your home connection or my connection, so I'm gonna put mine better. Okay, so
You're cutting off.
okay. How about now?
It's good now.
Okay, so you're gonna start from this one again.
Okay.
And you're gonna count the same thing, like 8, and then you're gonna start, okay?
Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. After the wonderful performance from South Korea, we now move on to Taiwan. And this year from Taiwan, we have a wonderful performance from the Youth Orchestra, which was performed in 2016 at the Thai Cultural Center. I would give a little background on the Youth Orchestra, which is from AAPI Wellbrook Foundation, which was founded in 2011 by Suffolk County Asian American Advisory Board. The Youth Orchestra offers extracurricular music programs for children ages 10 to 18 years. The main goal is to promote not only the music of Asian heritage, but to explore the world of music in general, ranging from Renaissance to the 21st century. The orchestra also provides a forum for leadership and educational development for participants. Participants of the program have a unique opportunity to work under careful guidance of Mr. Peter Pepaski and to perform in charitable events and cultural functions. Mr. Peter Pepaski, is a prize winner of local and national piano competition, both in his native Poland and here in the United States. He received a bachelor's degree from Manhattan School of Music and later a master's degree in piano performance from the Felix Nowicki Academy of Music in Poland. Joseph Hoffman is composer and pianist, master thesis. So today's orchestra conductor is Mr. Peter Pepaski, the first accompanied by first violins, Paul DiMarzo, Eric John, Ariel Leong, Joshua Yen, Austin Young. Second violins, Ashley Young, Emily Young, Justin Wee, Ellen Young. On viola, we have Chris Baker, Tim Burmester, Jacqueline Gomez. In cello, we have Jared Chang, Sade White, Melody Young. On flute, we have Elisa Mee, Julia Priggle. And clarinet, we have Ellie Tamasis, Samantha Coates. Now, all these kids, because this was a previously recorded event, orchestra event, they're probably all grown up. They're in their colleges. And we're very fortunate to play this again this year in this virtual event. So please sit back and enjoy Asian American Advisory Board Wellbrook Foundation presented from the Youth Orchestra Concert. A wonderful performance by the youth orchestra. I was there live when it was performed in 2016, and it was a great opportunity to hear and view it again. So now our last cultural performance, and it's going to be presented by Japan. And this is Japanese taiko drums. And it's a mixture of cultural and martial arts of the Ryu-Su-kan. This is a cultural martial art showing their support to Suffolk Asian community. And the performers on this group is Hirako and Gerald Sensei, Lisa Willett, Terry Judson, Gavin and Kyle Hodges, Jet Happy. And this was filmed in the Middle Country Library in April 25, 2021. The name of the performance is Hachijo. So please sit back and enjoy our wonderful last performance cultural section tonight from Japan. What a wonderful way to end this evening with all these cultural performances, starting from Philippines, ending with Japan. A wonderful way to end this multicultural performance section by different slideshows and memory down the lane. On that note, on behalf of Suffolk County Asian American Advisory Board, Suffolk County Office of Minority Affairs, and Suffolk County Executive Steve Billon, we thank you for joining us this afternoon on our 13th annual Asian American Pacific Islander Heritage Month celebration. We look forward to seeing you again next year. Have a wonderful evening and a wonderful day. Thank you.